things I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubt. And I have my doubt that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. We're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out.
Good evening. I probably won't be live very long. Pretty much gonna give a few updates, do the headlines, and I'm gonna be out of here. I'm not feeling good. I haven't been doing well for a while. And I mean a general whatever the hell's wrong with me. I don't even know what's wrong with me. But I've been having these flare-ups, and I mention them here and there on the show because it's kind of hard not to when they get bad. And it's like every time they come, it gets worse. And so, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know what it is. I don't know, if it's like Lyme disease or if it's lupus. I know it's a disease that I've heard a few of the symptoms and they sound a little familiar. I'll tell you what, Lyme disease sounds dead on. But anyway, I've got other issues too with my health. Obvious, not so obvious ones. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed. Not to gross you out, but look, check out my neck. I don't know if you can really see it on camera or not, but I've got a huge lump on my neck. I have no idea what it is. And it aggravates the absolute hell out of me. And there's no way I can afford to do anything about it, so I just do what I can to muster through. And so that's where I'm at today, and that's why the show is going to be kind of brief, because I'm hurting. As far as the updates, man, I've got to reevaluate everything it is that I'm doing. I am not somebody that likes to waste my time. And one of the realizations that I came to that I didn't like was that if I wanted to, if I wanted to do more with this channel, I was going to have to go back to the devil. I was going to have to go back to monetization, okay? And so I swallowed that down and clicked the button and blah, blah, blah. And of course, and this was a long time back, folks. This has been a while. And while we massively meet the requirements for, and when I say massively, don't misunderstand me, we don't have a ton of subs, but 1,000 is what you got to have subscribers, and we've got over 4,500. So again, not a massive size channel or nothing, but we definitely meet their required blah blah. Well, and here I'll show you. 5 days a week we're live. 5 days a week we're live, plus the other content that I put out. And you have to have a total of 4,000 watch time hours in a year. So their claim is that in 12 months' time that I have not accrued for 4,000 watch minutes. Or, no, watch hours, sorry. Public watch hours. That's insane. That's insane. Considering that 5 days a week we're live. That's insane. I've actually sat down and gone through and looked. And it's like way over. I mean, it's not even something like it's close, right? So what's the point? You got people that can come here and tell you anything their mind desires. And have the means to do it. But I can't come here and show you the things I've learned from actual work experience and all that, because I'm honest and I'm not going to put on some kind of bullshit show for you guys, and I'm not going to get up and dance a jig, and I'm not going to do it. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. If you'd have caught me 20 years ago, it'd have been on. I'm telling you. It'd have been on. But not today. Anyway, I just gotta work out what the hell I'm gonna do. Because waste my time is not the answer. Let me just go ahead and go into the headlines and all right. Starting on with ones from today. Oh, yeah. Damn, I forgot to put it in the thing too. Sorry. And a double sorry to Beau. One moment. Let me fix this. I forgot to do the video of the day thing. Hang on. I forgot to put in the video, whatever. I forgot to update it. But we do have a video of the day. And I'm sorry for forgetting it. I forgot to tell you yesterday, and it was Tim's live show yesterday. Luke's back, by the way, for those that don't know. He was hanging out with Tim for a while, and then went off to do his thing, gallivanting around the world, and then now he's back. One moment. Stupid mouse. Okay. Sorry it's taking so long to do this. I don't know why it is, to be honest. Normally don't have this this many problems operating a mouse. Okay, I don't know if it updates live or not, but should be down there now. Video of the day with Beau of the Fifth Column. Let's talk about how Republicans can save the country. And the title had me interested because you got to understand Beau is kind of leaning left kind of person, and which is all good and everything. There's a lot of things that I think a little differently about, and again, all good. He makes me do a lot of self-reflection, and that is what I get out of it. And because that's what it's all about. It's about self-reflection. It's about keeping oneself in check, so nobody else has to keep you in check. And so anyway, he did an incredible video that, to be honest, showed a lot of support for the Republicans, and I thought it was a very well done video. I thought it was very straightforward, honest, and I thought it was accurate, very accurate, as usual. I mean, he's usually accurate with his information. He's usually always accurate. It's not ever a problem with the data that he provides. Any time that I have an issue with something he's saying, it's because of my personal, and some of those things I may understand that they're just matters of things that I need to personally grow on, and other things are things that I just flat out disagree with. But there's not a whole lot of that with Beau. Not a whole lot. Gun control is probably the biggest place me and him disagree on. I don't think that I think that the moment that you say the words gun control or hint towards it, they should be making sure that they've got all the knots counted in the noose and they're ready to take you up. And I'm serious. I think that when it comes to those unalienable rights, I think that they should be things that aren't allowed to be threatened. That just the mere threat of it alone is criminal. I'm pretty sure that that is how individuals treated it back then. I'm pretty sure that, say, I don't know, circa 1785, or let's just say 1800, right? 1800, 1830. I'm pretty sure you probably didn't walk around talking a whole lot about taking people's firearms. It probably wouldn't go over too well. I mean, I'm sure some did, but not like it's done today. And so, and I get it. What about the First Amendment, Watchman? We've got the First Amendment where that First Amendment is not there with the intention of allowing it to be used to destroy not only itself but all the others. Okay, that wasn't the intent of it, and I'm pretty sure the founding fathers would not stand for it to be used in that manner. But see, here's how they got us, and I'll get right into the headlines. All they had to do to trip us up was to create a situation to where we just had to fall for human nature. And that's all. That's all they had to do, was create a situation in which we would indulge, undoubtedly. I mean, look at what they're doing in Congress. How do you think, what do you think all this Epstein crap is about? How do you think that, there's so many individuals in and around, anywhere from Hollywood to DC to sports, you name it. They were all connected to Epstein one way or another. Bill Gates connected to Epstein. You know what I mean? All these people connected to Epstein one way or another. You know why? I can tell you what they did. They were professional blackmailers. That's exactly what they did. They worked in all these people to go to their island and on their plane and all that good happy horse shit. They brought all these people in and got evidence of them doing things, even if they weren't even in their own mind. Because I'm telling you, there are drugs out there that will put you on a different planet. And I'm telling you. And I think they would get video evidence and all that good stuff. And then they have all these people at their will. And I think that's how a large part of business is done in our government. It's not done through bills and all that stuff that we see. It's done through blackmail. It's crazy. It's insane. Anyway, sorry. It's a bothersome thing. But anyway, video of the day was Beau of the Fifth Column. Good video. Let me continue on as soon as I can find that screen. Right. Let me have a sip of tea and a couple of vapes. Yeah, I've seen a buddy I hadn't seen in a long time. I guess it's been about a week. I guess, or so ago. And anyway, I don't talk to a whole lot of people. And so I saw the opportunity to finally have somebody pop my back for me. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die. I need him to do it again. Oh my God. Do this thing, I'm sure you've seen people do it. Put my arms across my chest and he just kind of picks me up from behind. Oh my God. And I hadn't had it done in like forever. Once in a while I'll have somebody step on my back, stand on it, but it doesn't do the job. What I have to have done is be picked up and it'll straighten it right out. But oh my God. What I need is an inversion table. So, and believe me, it's up there on that list, but it's not that high of a priority. Like I said, as far as priority list, energy's our next one, because we gotta build that up, you know. So as far as the prepping priority list, so I kind of consider that in with prepping, kinda like an inversion table. Because to me, that helps ensure that I can do things in the future. Anything that helps me ensure that I can continue further into the future, to me, is a form of prepping. So, okay. Let's see. Obama blames MSM and social media for Americans retreating to echo chambers. Marjorie Taylor Greene backtracks after equating mask mandates with the Holocaust. One dead, 2 wounded after shootout erupts over masking rules in Georgia store. Biden's DOJ asked Supreme Court to reimpose death sentence for Boston Marathon bomber despite pledge to end capital punishment. China's solar industry asked producers not to hoard raw materials. Did an article on that earlier, or a video, sorry. Stop hyping up China threat theory, Beijing tells NATO, which labeled it systemic challenge to security. Ow. I'm telling you, that thing, I don't know if it's like I can't even think. What the hell do you call between your joints? Disc. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a ruptured disc or what that thing is, or if it's something to do with my lymph nodes, or. But there are times it gets really kind of big, and it's one of those times. We do not need foreigners to investigate killings. Philippines leader Duarte won't cooperate with ICC killings probe. Britain agrees broad terms of post-Brexit trade agreement with Australia. Trial of Chinese-Canadian professor goes to jury after FBI agent admits he falsely portrayed him as Chinese spy. EU hits milestone of 300 million shots administered against COVID-19, says von der Leyen. Biden-Putin summit agenda revealed. Presidents to discuss COVID-19, Ukraine, hacking, climate change, and situation in the Middle East. Fox 26 Houston reporter accuses network of muzzling her and others and teases release of recordings from Project Veritas. Top EU court hands data watchdogs greater power to hold tech firms accountable. Lukashenko says Belarusians should be taught how to handle guns because the world has gone crazy and Minsk may find itself at war. Pardon me. Let's see. Ukrainian opposition leader I can't say his name, Medvedchuk, lodges complaint in European Court of Human Rights as Kiev's political crackdown continues. Let's see. Global crackdown on big tech mounting as India plans to expedite Amazon and Walmart antitrust probe. IKEA France fined £1 million ex-CEO. Man. Given 2-year suspended sentence for snooping on employees. Let's see. Stolen U.S. Army pistol linked to 4 New York shootings, but military didn't even know it was missing, says the media. Ooh, welcome to the government. Let's see. France to continue use of nuclear energy despite reported gas leak at French EDF partner plant in China, Environment Minister says. Oh, yeah. Which reminds me, I was going to do a video earlier and I just did not have it in me. And it's going to be one of the headlines coming up. I'll wait till it comes up. Hang on. China claims no incidents affecting the environment after reports of leak at Taishan border. A new study proves Hawking was right. Black holes only get bigger. I just told you to look at my ex. I didn't say it. BBC stooge heckled and chased by anti-lockdown protesters in Westminster in harrowing video. EU says it has settled 17-year dispute with U.S. over Boeing and Airbus subsidies. I need a government subsidy. That's what I need. I need a subsidy. Or something. Let's see. Anti-lockdown movement is breeding ground for far-right extremism, says German intelligence agency. Russia complains to YouTube after U.S. tech giant blocks MP's video accusing West of discriminating against Sputnik V COVID-19 jab. EU bankrolled cybersecurity firm develops intrusive tech that allows anonymous snooping and remote control of net devices, says the media. Iran says it has produced 6.5 kilograms of 60% pure uranium, which is not really pure. It's only, well, I guess that's what it's saying, 60%. Anyway, let's see. Deal revival talks with U.S. inner final stretch. Back when in the early days of mixing juice, I'm talking about for e-cigs, you had to be careful because there weren't all the regulations and safety things that are put in place now. And if you were to say that you wanted the full strength nicotine, right? The real deal, which is actually 1,000 milligrams. And if you got that, and from my understanding, I've never handled it, but from my understanding, even inhaling the fumes from it will end you. From my understanding, you got to have a vent hood and the whole nine to work with it. Now, I'm not a safety Sally, so understand that. I'm one of those guys that what you typically would work with is 100 milligram. That's what I have in the freezer, 100 milligram. And believe me, if people were to see me work with that without, because I only make juice for myself. I want to make that very clear. I only make juice for myself. But I don't throw gloves on for myself and all that. And if people would see me work with that 100 milligram nicotine, there are people that would flip their minds. You know, if they see me get it on my skin and I just finish what I'm doing before I even worry about going and washing it off, they'd be flipping their lid. And to be honest, it's not that, but it's not there was a lot of confusion because a lot of people, I got off the topic, sorry, we're calling 100 milligram nicotine, which is actually 10%, okay? They were calling it, like the real deal, the full strength and all that. And you had to be careful with that, because if somebody thought they were getting 100 milligram and actually got 1,000 milligram, it could have cost somebody their life. Luckily, I don't think that there had ever been, I mean, I know there were cases that it had happened as far as people getting the unsuspecting, strength, but nobody ever lost their life from it, to my knowledge, or anything like that, or even anything serious happening as a result. So it to my knowledge, has been caught every time. So more about vaping than you ever wanted to know. That was just one of the industries that I was involved in. Government stole our water. U.S. farmers ready for... this is it. U.S. farmers ready for standoff with feds in drought irrigation crisis. Expect right-wing militia help. Now, I was this close, and if I'd have had enough oomph in me and a little less pain, I'd have gotten a video out about this. So, for a while now, our government has been telling us we need to be concerned about two groups of people. Number one, white supremacists, which I'm failing to see. I'm not saying there aren't, don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying I'm failing to see is all the rampant white supremacy going on. I don't see what it is that they're saying is the threat. I'm confused. The other thing is environmental terrorism. And I got to thinking about that. And I thought, the only environmental terrorists that, and they're not, let me back that up. I'm not calling them environmental terrorists. Sorry. The only people that I think would easily even be remotely associated with those words because of what they're doing is I'm going to call them they're water protectors, the Native Americans and other people that are heavily involved in activism at these different pipelines. Okay, those would be the first people I would think of that they were talking about when they say environmental terrorism. And it almost makes sense until you stop and you think, wait a minute. Which political party is the one talking about these threats from white supremacy and environmental terrorism? It's the left. They're the ones that are and I don't take sides, so remember that. I'm not on either side, and I'm not going to take a side. But I look at this, and it's like, well, wait a minute. The left supports, most of the left supports shutting the pipelines down. So why would they think of their own people as environmental terrorists? You following me here? So that's, I had been trying to figure this out for some time now. And then it dawned on me who the environmental terrorists are. It's those of us that think we have a right to clean water. Mark my words on that. It will be those that, and I'm not talking about the Native Americans, the water protectors, and those that are standing with them. I'm not talking about them and the, stopping the pipeline so that it doesn't, leak and get into the water. I'm not talking about that. No, 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 no. I'm talking about all these different places where these springs, these rivers, and all this stuff are being siphoned from and used by big corporations like Nestle and all that stuff. And, they're taking a big old chunk of the water, not leaving so much for other individuals. And then you've got this whole situation, which I haven't dove into a lot. All I know is I believe that they're going to shut the water off, or already have, or something. And so it's basically going to screw over a ton of farmers. I don't know all the details on what's going on. I have watched bits and pieces on it. And when I say I've watched bits and pieces on it, please understand that I typically don't watch anything mainstream if I can all help it. The video that I watched was actually the one I'm thinking of specifically, was actually one of the people that is there and had a phone or whatever and recorded a video, or I don't know if it was live or whatever, but I remember watching that, and it was basically the guy pleading for people to come out in support. So, and that's this thing here that I'm talking about. So, and that was, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe ago that I watched that video. So, keep your eyes on this. But these are the people, or these are included among the people. This is also going to include like individuals in Flint that think that, they might have some clean drinking water or something, right? I think it's going to include anybody that wants clean drinking water. You're going to be considered an environmental terrorist. And I don't mean, when I say anyone, I don't mean anyone that's willing to pay whatever price it is that they are feeling like charging for that clean drinking water. I'm talking about the average person who might have a hard time being able to pay for it. So I think those days are coming. I can remember. Do you know I've still never seen the entire movie Waterworld? And do you know why I've never seen the entire movie Waterworld like everybody else and their brother has? Because I thought it sounded so stupid. I thought it sounded, the idea that we would fight over water, to me, sounded so stupid. More of Mad Max sounded more realistic to me, like it would be a battle over oil or gasoline, essentially. But wow. I had never thought in a million years we would be where we are today when it comes to the water situation. And so anyway, I'm not a tree hugger or nothing like that, but I do think that we need to respect our mother, and when I say that, I mean the earth. And I think we need to stop killing ourselves. Plain and simple, we need to stop killing ourselves and Mother Earth. Let's see, $235 for a rack of lamb. Russian communist leader slams major St. Petersburg economic forum for catering to exorbitant wealth. Hungary bans promotion of homosexuality and transgenderism to under 18s amid protests. The Biden-Putin summit is a chance to strike a blow for peace and stability if Washington can leave domestic politics at the door. 1 million vaccinations a day keeps coronavirus at bay. Japan to administer 1 million doses daily by the end of June. That is insane. Greenland cancels flights and sailing from capital Nuuk to clamp down on COVID-19 cases. 28 Chinese military planes enter Taiwan's air defense zone in largest flyover to date, Taipei says. Hungary donates state land for Chinese university project for Budapest mayor after Budapest mayor renamed streets after Dalai Lama and Uyghurs. And I know I probably mispronounced them. I don't know if it's... It seems like it's different than Uyghurs. It's I don't know. I think I'm saying it wrong. Easing of Scotland's COVID-19 lockdown to be delayed by 3 weeks to boost vaccinations, Sturgeon says. Alleged Epstein rape victim wants to sue sex offender's estate for $500 million to fund bone disease surgery. Moscow releases 2020 mortality stats. Excess death figures show Russia suffered more from COVID-19 than comparable Western nations. Arctic Expedition Chief warns we've set off the beginning of explosion of irreversible global warming. And I don't think we're doing it. I don't think we can stop it. Czech Republic calls on EU court to impose £5 million a day fine on Poland for breaching order of suspending Turo mine. Actually, that's euro. Sorry, euro. That's the E-looking thing. Let's see. Racist songs and alleged sexual abuse. 4 German soldiers recalled from NATO mission in Lithuania over misconduct. 10-year-old Russian boy breaks world record by performing 5,713 push-ups in 3.5 hours in endurance epic video. Wow. Nuts. I'm telling you, Russians. And the other dude just pulled that big-ass plane. Leave those guys alone, man. One dude... I forget what the story was completely, but he got stabbed in the back or something and went to the hospital or something or another. And I don't know. I can't remember. I guess it was taking too long to be seen or something. I don't know. He went back to the bar, knife in his back. Went back to the bar and finished drinking. Let's see. U.S. COVID-19 death toll surpasses 600,000. Johns Hopkins University data shows. Jon Stewart, no, ex-Daily Show host baffles fans by endorsing Wuhan lab leak theory that's now apparently okay to discuss on TV. Extradition of former Hollywood producer Weinstein, is it Weinstein or I don't know. That disgusting piece of trash. To face rape, sexual, and assault charges in L.A., approved by New York judge. But you know what? I think he's just the Martha Stewart of the sex trafficking world. To be honest, I think he's just the Martha Stewart. He's the one that got thrown under the bus to avoid so many others. Because I'll tell you what, there were so many other people involved in all that mess that Martha Stewart was, and you never heard a word. Never heard a word. The only one that ever went down remotely for that was Martha Stewart. And I think her level of went down is much, much different than what most of ours would be. So, I don't know that much of her life really changed, to be honest. But it's an appearance thing. And if she agreed to appear to take the fall for that, I'm sure deals were cut. You know, I guarantee it's not any different for that schmuck. It's sad. Gates' empire still intact as newly divorced Melinda recast herself as HR maven to Biden administration, says reports. American workers experience more daily stress than the rest of the world, says a poll. U.S. government considers at least some UFOs to be extraterrestrial and extra-dimensional, ex-Intel officials say, which is kind of an interesting statement. Reports of Israeli strikes in Gaza, first under new government and after ceasefire that ended 11-day war. And I must admit, I was shocked by that. I was surprised. So, I thought maybe we might be seeing an end to that stuff. I guess not. We'll see. We'll see. Arizona governor bans public universities from demanding students get COVID-19 vaccines and wear masks in class. China says its fighter pilots are battling AI aircraft in simulated dogfights, and humans aren't the only ones learning. No, them suckers are learning a hell of a lot more. Let's see. Trump says he'll visit the U.S. border with Texas governor as Biden's Homeland Security chief talks migration in Mexico. That was another one that I haven't had put out yet. In fact, I'll do that right now. But, I'll tell you what. All this stuff going on. It's insane. But, as I've said all along, the answer stays the same for all of you. Just keep getting ready. No matter how much, how small, doesn't matter. Just keep moving towards that goal. Not a race. You're not racing nobody. You're racing time. You're racing time. You're racing actually a lot more than just time. You're racing your skill sets, your knowledge, all of that. Because you can be building upon all of those things at the same time. And a lot of that doesn't even cost you money. It's just your time and attention. You can work on building your knowledge and build it as quickly and heartily as possible. And that's your best prep. Aside from the Father himself, that's your best prep. So, talk about the proper priority list, and 1 being spiritual, 2 being mental, and 3 being intellectual. And in all reality, 2 and 3, the mental and the intellectual, work hand in hand so often, because a lot of times it's because of the intellectual knowledge that you can maintain the mental stability. To whereas if you didn't have the intellectual knowledge about a scary situation, that could immediately throw you into a different mental state. So they work together. So it's important to get out there and learn the things, and if you can, do the things. Not always is that possible, but you can at least make an attempt to learn. So, anyway. Believe me, if I could do the things, I would be doing the things. If I could physically be doing the things, I would physically be showing you doing the things. If I could financially do it, I would be doing it. I'd love to. Telling you, that's how sensitive my lungs are. One of the things I would love to show you guys how to do is, pardon me, manually change a tire by hand, a car tire. And this cat ain't got enough ass in him anymore. But that is an insanely important skill that not a whole lot of people have anymore. You don't need all kinds of fancy tools. Give me about a, I don't know, 5 or 7 pound sledgehammer, 1 tire iron, big flathead screwdriver, and I mean a big one. Or 2 tire irons is good too, but I always usually had 1 tire iron and 1 big ass screwdriver. And you put some ass back on that bony thing back behind me and change that tire faster than you can imagine. In college, I actually raced a guy against the machine. He was using the machine, and I beat him. And this was a guy that had been changing tires for most of his life. So he wasn't new at it. I wasn't new at it. And so we raced right there in, because I did go to auto mechanic. I did go to college for auto mechanics. Not that that's where I learned auto mechanics, but I went to college. I'm actually self-taught on everything that I do and everything I know. I'm actually self-taught. I've talked a lot about my electronics experience and stuff like that here lately. I'm self-taught in that. The only formal education that I had in electronics was high school electronics class. But to give you any idea, I was hired right on directly at Devtron Electronics as in the test and repair lab because of my extensive knowledge. I actually knew more than my teacher in high school, so because I was going beyond what he knew, so I was trying to learn. Digital electronics was just a thing at the time, okay? I mean, just a thing. There surely wasn't the level of microprocessors, or even remotely. What time period would that have been? 94-ish? 95? Around in that area? So there was a such thing as digital electronics, but the digital electronics back then was totally different than the digital electronics today. So our biggest product was we didn't build the units themselves. We built the stuff that went in them. Treadmills. That was the biggest product the company I made was the motor drivers and the motor controllers for the treadmills and the display boards. So, and there was several companies we built them for. That was the biggest thing, and we built components for road graders, for change machines. Built wiring harnesses for test equipment for the Boeing F-18. Boards for pipe organs. Gosh, I can't remember what all else. So, interesting job. Miss it. I like jobs that make you think. Anyway. There we go. Alrighty. Got confused on my screen, so I am gonna hop out of here, and God willing, we'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll feel a little better. So anyway, I hope you all have a good night. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit, and shalom.